Welcome to Leveraging Scanning for Talent Management. Here's our question. How could incorporating environmental scanning transform your talent management approach from reactive to proactive? Now, you all may remember the song. Some of you will remember this. The song, "She Blinded Me with Science," may sound familiar to some of you. But that song was written in 1982. I know that was a long time ago. But let me tell you, strategic foresight doesn't blind you. It enhances your vision. It sharpens your ability to anticipate change, helping you to lead with clarity instead of scrambling in the reaction mode. So let's talk about two companies that saw what was coming and adapted accordingly. I'm going to talk about Wendy's and Chick-fil-A. You're probably saying, "Glenn, where are you going with this?" Well, fast food might not be the place where you think about innovative and adaptive technology, but here we go. One company leveraged AI to optimize operations, while the other turned a simple lemon into a game-changing strategy. So what's the lesson here? If you wait for change to hit, you will always be behind. But if you use strategic foresight, you don't need a crystal ball. I showed you my crystal ball last time. You don't need a crystal ball. But strategic foresight, you can make moves before disruption comes to your doorstep. So the real question is, are you preparing your workforce for the future, or are you simply waiting to react to it? I'm going to stop, let you think about that. All right, so here's the story. Wendy's, Chick-fil-A, and the power of foresight. Hey, that's a catchy, maybe I should write a book about that. When you think about Chick-fil-A, what comes to mind? Maybe a lot of things, but most likely chicken sandwiches, waffle fries. You probably don't think about lemonade. But that's exactly where they saw an opportunity others missed. Chick-fil-A recognized that hand squeezing lemons in stores was consuming over 10,000 hours of labor annually. That's a lot of lemons. And that's a lot of time, money, and human power just to make fresh lemonade. So instead of accepting it as this is just the way things are, they used foresight. They looked at automation, efficiency, and also, of course, customer expectations. The result, they introduced lemon squeezing robots. Yes, actual robots that took over the process. So what were their outcomes? Well, employees could focus on customer service instead of repetitive manual tasks. That's a good thing, right? Outcome number two, the excess lemon juice that was once wasted, who knew, right? Created a whole new revenue stream for the company. Man, that is amazing. This is foresight in action, identifying where time, talent, and hidden opportunities exist before they become problems. Now, let's go to Wendy's. Fast food is all about speed and efficiency. At least it's supposed to be. But Wendy's leadership saw something on the horizon. Customers were growing frustrated with slow service and long wait times. The labor market, which we've talked about a lot, is unpredictable, making staffing harder. AI is advancing rapidly. So if used correctly, it could enhance, not replace employees. Key points. So rather than waiting for customer complaints to pile up, Wendy's strategically integrated AI-powered drive-through technology that improved order accuracy and reduced wait times. So the key outcomes from this AI integration, they're still working on some of this. Number one, customers get faster, more efficient service without employees feeling overwhelmed. Number two, The AI doesn't replace jobs, it enhances employee productivity, allowing workers to focus on customer engagement. That's the power of foresight. Wendy's and Chick-fil-A saw where the workforce was headed and adjusted before problems became a major crisis. So here are some key principles of strategic foresight in talent management. Number one, foresight is about scanning, not guessing. You don't need a crystal ball. You need data, trends, and informed insights to anticipate changes in your workforce. Leaders who embrace strategic foresight proactively can adjust for skills gaps before they impact productivity. They can adjust for demographic shifts before hiring struggles begin. And they can take advantage of new technologies before they disrupt the workflow. Again, as an example, Chick-fil-A didn't wait for labor shortages to impact quality. You need to anticipate how automation, AI, and workforce trends will shape your industry, whatever industry you are in. Number two, workforce scanning keeps you ahead of change. Foresight starts with environmental scanning, and that's a structured way of tracking workforce trends, disruptions, and opportunities. Here are some key questions that you should be asking yourself when it comes to scanning. What technologies are emerging in our industry? Are demographic shifts creating a talent gap? What skills will be most in demand 3 to 5 years from now? Just like Wendy's used AI to improve the human experience, your job as a leader is to scan for changes that will impact your people, not just today, but tomorrow in the future. Number three, proactive talent strategies drive retention and growth. You don't just hire for the moment. You build teams for the future. I think that's a profound statement. You don't just hire for the moment. You build teams for the future. A strong, foresight-driven talent strategy includes reskilling and upskilling programs so employees evolve with technology, not against it. Diversity in hiring to anticipate changing demographics and drive innovation. Also, flexible work policies so you don't lose top talent to outdated workplace norms. Okay, it's time for you to get to work. You're going to conduct a mini scanning exercise. It's time to take foresight from theory to action. Why? Because we're all about action here. Step one, I want you to identify one workforce trend. Look at your industry and pinpoint one workforce trend that's shifting the way people work. Now, this could be AI and automation replacing repetitive tasks, remote work expectations changing your recruitment strategies, or demographic shifts affecting leadership pipelines. You get to pick, but you only get to pick one. Here's an example. If you work in HR, you might notice younger employees prioritizing work-life balance more than previous generations. So how does that impact hiring and retention? Step two, scan for weak signals. All right, what's a weak signal, Glenn? Does it mean the signals haven't been working out? They haven't been eating their protein? No. Weak signals are early indicators of change. They are subtle trends that could become major shifts. So ask yourself this question in step two. Are other companies already adapting to this trend? Are people making moves? Are employees raising concerns about outdated policies? What does industry research predict about this issue? Here's another example of that. Wendy saw early complaints about slow drive-through service and acted before it became a widespread issue. So how can you apply that same thinking to your workforce? Remember, I just want you to deal with one issue. You can't solve everything. One issue. Step three, make a strategic adjustment. Using what you've identified, develop one proactive workforce improvement you can implement. Here's an example. If you notice an increase in remote work expectations, could you introduce a hybrid model before competitors do so? The goal isn't just to see change coming, it's to prepare for it before it disrupts you. And maybe now things are going in a different direction. You have to be ready for it. All right, my final thoughts. The future belongs to those who prepare. The world isn't standing still, and neither should you. Ask yourself this question. Am I building a workforce that can adapt to the future, or am I just hoping things stay the same? Just give me the same old, the good old days. I long for the good old days. Remember, foresight isn't about predicting every detail. It's about creating a strategy that keeps you ahead of the game. Wendy's and Chick-fil-A saw what was coming and adapted. Will you? Just a reminder about the resources. If you purchase this course, be sure to check out the Strategic Foresight Planning Checklist, which outlines how to scan for weak signals, anticipate workforce shifts, and make proactive decisions. The key takeaways from this lesson are: foresight sharpens vision. It doesn't blind you. She blinded me with science. Companies that scan the environment stay ahead of workforce shifts. And your job isn't to guess the future. It's to prepare your team for it. All right, are you ready? Let's get to work.